gentlemen, it is time for another episode of Behind the Grind with your one and only host, Simon Romero.
Mr. Shane Mosley Jr. How are you today, my friend?
Good, brother. How about you?
I'm doing good. I appreciate you for asking. How's everything going so far since the win last weekend?
Oh man, just celebrating with my family. We've been doing some family things, of course, because through training camp we are obviously really focused and haven't really got a lot of time to hang out with them and really spend quality time with them. So right now we're doing just that.
For sure. So off of the fight, family time now. How's the family? How's the family going? Are they super proud of you? Obviously, they got to be a little tiny bit proud, but how are they doing?
I would say that they're very proud of me. My kids, they want to watch the fight like so many times. I think they've watched it already like 2 or 3 times.
That's awesome.
And yeah, they're super duper proud. It's good to see I think for them the hard work pays off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure that's teaching them a lot too. Yeah, I don't know how little they are, but I'm sure that's teaching them that hard work can get you places.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so go for it.
Yeah, I just do my best to show them that hard work pays off, and I'm glad to get the win and display that.
For sure. So talk to me about the trip home. How was everything? I don't know if you had to fly back home or if you drove back home. How was it?
Oh man, so I literally drove back like the very same night. So like
Oh, really?
yeah. Because I mean, Indio, California isn't that far from Vegas. It's roughly like a 3-hour drive,
Mm-hmm.
so it's fairly close. So we just basically, uh, you know, packed up and headed out. You know what I mean? No reason to stay. I mean, especially because like how California is, it's all locked down and things like that. So it was like we're just gonna be chilling in our room. We might as well just drive back. So that's exactly what we did.
Yeah, so if I'm not mistaken, you used to live in California, no?
Yeah, so I was born and raised in Pomona, California, and then now I live in Las Vegas. I train out here and I live out here primarily. So I actually love Vegas, not California, but it's a good place.
Yeah, so what made you switch? Was there anything that interested you in going over to Vegas?
Um, Really, honestly, my family, like that was kind of the most thing. Um, um, my lady's from out here, and my family, a lot of my family's out here, so just being out here close to them was primarily everything else. And then now that I've moved out here, I live out here. Uh, my whole team is out here. My coaches are from here. Uh, my manager, everybody, everything is out here for me. So yeah, like that's why I made the move. Really.
Yeah, so I know you made a gym switch at one point, but I want to talk about the fight week first. How was everything leading up to it with the weight cut, if you had to cut any weight anyways? And how did everything go, like the little drive and everything?
Everything went honestly smooth. Like this was kind of like one of the best like training camps I feel like I've had. I feel like I had a championship level camp. You know what I mean? Like I did everything else. I mean, I didn't have as many sparring partners, but I definitely did as far as the quality of the work. I trained with Larry Wade. I trained with Justin Gamber. Both of them are championship trainers. They have worked with champions and still do work with champions. And my manager, he manages Pedraza, or used to manage Pedraza, Bobby Jack. It's the guys that he has. So these are guys that have worked with championship level guys, and I'm lucky to have them on my team. So for this camp, I had all of those things kind of working for me. The only difference is like right now we're going through a pandemic, and and there's like limited resources as far as like gym time and things like that.
Mhm.
But we worked our way around it. We got the best camp that we possibly could have out of it, and you know what I mean. Obviously, we got the win, and I feel like I did a pretty decent job as far as performance is concerned. I thought I made a good showing of myself, especially for my first Golden Boy fight. So it was pretty great. It was a pretty great experience, and only more and more to come.
For sure. So back to that the sparring topic. I'm an amateur boxer myself, so obviously not at that professional caliber yet. But at my gym, Nappers in Welland, we're training usually with only a couple sparring partners. So I don't know how that works for professionals. I guess like how do you guys manage your sparring? Do you do like a certain amount of rounds, like 3 rounds with one person, 3 rounds with another? How does that work?
It really just depends on like what you're trying to achieve. Of course, um, you know you want to get the most quality out of guys, and so
Hmm.
the longer you do with one guy, the lesser the quality gets. Because I mean, like especially if they're not in the same amount of shape as you, so you just
Yeah.
kind of judge it. But I was lucky enough to have you know Quatavius Cash. He also fought like 3 weeks before me, so he was already kind of like in pretty decent shape. So when we were sparring for his fight, we were sparring, and then for my fight, he took like a week or two off, and then train train back with me. So I
Yeah.
was lucky to have that. So he was in pretty good shape to do a lot of rounds. But you just kind of mix it up as it goes. You know what I mean? You take what you can get, and whether you got to supplement certain guys or whatever the case is, you just kind of do what you got to do. But um, it's nice, especially if you're going for like a championship training camp, to have like 2 or 3 guys to kind of work in with,
For sure.
give
So do you
different
mix?
looks.
Go ahead.
Yeah, they different sparring partners give different looks and different energy and things like that based upon what you're trying to achieve. So I think it's good.
Yeah, so I've seen a training camp before where professionals will do like 3 different guys and they'll end off with the last 2 rounds. If they're doing like a 12-round fight or whatever it is, they'll finish off with like 2 round a pad session. How would that work? Have you like tried that before, or I don't know if you've done that in your career.
Um, like it really just depends. It kind of depends on um a lot of different elements. I don't think that that is necessarily the standard, at least
Mm,
not for me. But it depends on like if we're working on a certain thing or we need to push through at the end, um, or whatever the case is, or if you just need to, you know, the sparring session didn't go as well, and you just need to kind of like get some energy off or whatever the case is. I think you just kind of got to play it by ear as far as what you need in that particular time, but that depends on what you're working on.
for sure. So I want to talk about your first meal after your fight, but we gotta talk about this was your first fight that you were signed with Golden Boy. You fought with him previous, I believe, but you were signed this time. I want to talk about, does Oscar ever talk about the fight he had with your father, Sugar Shane? Does he ever refer back to that and kind of like make fun of the situation or no?
No, we
No?
haven't we haven't talked about that. Most of the conversations that me and him have had have been very professional. Hey, how's everything going? As far as just training and things
Mm,
like that. Nothing that had to do with you know that my dad and fighting and stuff like that. But maybe it might come up one of these days.
one day.
Yeah.
Yeah, so talk to us about the first meal after your fight. Were you able to enjoy a
Um,
nice meal?
the first meal that I had after my fight was actually, surprisingly enough, like right after the fight in the back, because like we had all our meals kind of like prepped because they don't want anybody going and getting food or getting
Yeah.
sick because they went and so they had all the meals kind of like prepped and things like that. It was pizza. They literally
Oh,
had
really?
they literally had pizza, like like lined up in the back, like right after people fought. And obviously, after a fight, pizza sounds great.
Yeah.
Pizza is actually pretty pretty good and desirable right after a fight. So I had 3 pieces of cheese pizza with a Coke.
Not
Uh,
bad.
a little side note, I love Coca-Cola. So,
Okay.
but yeah. So I had 3 slices of pizza and a Coke. That was my first meal.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's a boxer thing. I guess one of my coaches enjoys her Coke as well, so it's got to be familiar.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, I think they put something in the recipe that makes it like addicting because I like Coca-Cola is just like, yeah.
Yeah, that's where it's at.
That's right.
Yeah. Yeah, so I want to get to how come Mr. Mosley was on a year layoff? What went on there?
So what went on with me like last year or just kind of this upcoming year was um, basically the deal as far as being with Golden Boy. So I believe we like right after my fight in August of last year. I went to my promotional company, which was um, the Contender. Uh, they promote me now with Golden Boy, but they are my promoter because of the show The Contender. Um, and I went to them and I said, hey, I'm not really getting as much activity. Um, I really want to start stepping my game up and start stepping my competition up and really getting moving, really like try to get towards something. Um, you know, I kind of need you guys to do something, or can you guys release me so I can find somebody that is going to
Yeah.
propel my career? So basically, that was a conversation that we had. So they go, okay, we don't want to let you go, but we do want to help you improve. So we'll talk around to some other people that may be interested in co-promoting you and get the ball moving. So there were 2 people or 2 promotional companies that were, talked to, which were one was Top Rank and the other one was Golden Boy. And I guess, I mean, obviously, the Contender felt that Golden Boy would be the best fit for me, being a Southern California boy, being, having the kind of relationship that, my father has had and my family has had with Golden Boy, and all these different things that kind of go along with it. They felt that would be the best match, and they felt like they were offering the best. So that's why we went with Golden Boy. Um, so that took some time just because logistics and contracts and things like that. So we kind of got everything settled. Like I said, they had that conversation like in August of 2019, right? And
Really?
then
Yeah.
we didn't get the deal done until February of this year. You know what I
Okay.
mean? So it took some time. Um, took a lot longer than I expected, and I obviously liked. Um, then obviously I was scheduled to fight in April of this year, and because of the pandemic, everything kind of got stopped with that. So that's the reason for the year layoff, and I'm back on the first Golden Boy show, which is incredible. I was excited. I
Hmm.
thought maybe they were gonna give some other people the first fight back. I mean, I wasn't expecting the first fight back, but I'm happy that it was. I'm happy I'm on there,
For sure.
and
Yeah.
nevertheless, the co-main event, kind of on
Yeah.
accident, but still, I was the co-main event on the show. It was pretty incredible. So for me, I got a great experience out of it, and hopefully we can continue these fights so that we can keep pushing.
Yeah. So you were co-main eventing a pretty awesome card actually with a nice main event And also on that card, I don't know if many people were paying attention to it, that Sinisa super bad knockout. Were you able to catch that knockout at all?
I mean, I didn't catch it then. Like, obviously I was warming up in the back, and I'm thinking, all right, I'll maybe have like 5, 6 rounds or something like that. That's what I'm thinking
Yeah.
in the back of my head. Literally, I'm like, when she goes out, I'm like, okay, we're gonna start warming up and things like that. And yeah, I might have some time, be back here. Literally, like they come back within seconds, and they're like, "You're up." I'm like, wait, you guys, they just left. What are you talking about? They're like, it's over. What? And so yeah, I watched it back, and it was pretty incredible actually. And I understand like now, like, but like when I seen Sinisa afterwards, I was like, man, that was incredible. Great work, and like, you're awesome. And she kind of seemed a little like disappointed in it. And I was like, I didn't know, the girl. I didn't know like the situation, what was going on.
Yeah.
And I understand now why she was kind of, maybe a little bit bothered by it, but nevertheless, it was an incredible performance and an incredible like thing to achieve. Nobody does that. 7 seconds or however fast it was.
7 seconds, yeah. Yeah.
So, I mean, how do you even beat that? Like
I know.
like sprint and like just crack somebody over the head. Like that's really hard to do. So, she'll probably be having that record for some time. But yeah. Good.
Yeah, so if you do the calculations in your head, it takes about 6 seconds to go across the ring. And then you got to land that one punch. I don't know how you're supposed to beat that.
Yeah, that's going to be very, very hard to beat.
Yeah.
And she landed a clean, like, 8-punch combination.
I know.
She landed, like, an 8-punch combination and put her out. Like, it's pretty...
Yeah, so just imagine if she landed that first punch, it would have been a lot quicker.
Right.
Yeah, so I couldn't catch exactly the boxing equipment you were wearing in your fight, but in your personal opinion, what is the most comfortable boxing equipment to wear for your fight or for in training?
Well, I usually I train as far as like hitting the bag and things like that. Title.
Okay.
They sponsor me. I love Title. And then when I spar, I use like winning equipment. I like the,
That's where it's at.
Yeah, and then as far as shoes are concerned, Nike. So that's kind of my get up. Winning for sparring. Training regularly, and then shoes. I like the Nikes.
You're all good to go. Then you like to mix it up, I see.
Yeah. You know what I mean? I like to get all the best of everything.
For sure. Mix them together.
That's right.
Yeah, so when you're using that equipment, what is the regular training schedule like? So we're going to avoid what's happening right now, the pandemic. We'll talk about back in the day when we were living the dream. Talk about what your training schedule is like with your sparring, with your training hitting the bag and all that.
All right, yeah. So basically, Monday, Wednesday, Friday are training days. So those are like whether it be like mitts, bag, regular gym stuff. And then later on that day, I'll have like running. You know what I mean? Like later on the day, I'll do like some form of like running, whether it be the track, whether it be myself, like running around like whatever. And then on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, I'll have sparring, and then later on I'll have strength conditioning of some sort. So that's basically 6 days of training and of 2 days. So it's pretty intense.
Yeah. So to train that much, Go ahead. I keep cutting you off. The internet.
No,
It's a good.
look, man. I think there's a little bit of a delay, so
A
but
little,
it's
yeah.
all good. So yeah, I get 6 days of pretty intense work. You know, I try to supplement that with some ice baths or stretching or some type of form of massage or things like that. So I try to mix that in there.
Yeah, that's important. I see you do your massage stuff with Dr. Carlos. I saw that one video where he was pulling that thing on the neck. That looked a little painful.
Oh man, it's incredible. Like if you ever get a chance to try it,
Okay.
like at once, it's awesome, bro.
I thought he was gonna pull your whole head off.
Yeah. I mean, like, it kind of like that, but once like you kind of like settle in like to like after it, there's like a bit of euphoria. You feel very calm like right after it.
Yeah, so what's like the regular kind of work he does there? Like I saw that thing, but what are other things he does like for when he's massaging the legs, or what does he do there?
He does a lot of different things. I mean, he does cupping, dry needling. Obviously, he does the Y strap, which is the thing that pulls the neck. He does that hammer thing. He's kind of he does a lot of different things. But what I like the most is that tells me things that I need to work on in order to improve these so that it doesn't come back. You know what I mean? So if I'm having some shoulder pain, he'll give me some exercises or some things to do with like a cross ball and things like that, so that try to prevent the injuries from coming back or the pain from coming back, so you don't have as much. So in turn, he doesn't have much to do later.
Yeah, so I've seen that cupping. I don't know if it's like a massage or what it exactly does. So give me a rundown of what goes on there, because I've seen UFC fighters do that, boxers do that. What's that all about?
So I don't know the exact science, but I roughly know a few things. So if I'm not mistaken, what happens with the cupping is that it helps pull or like release the fascia tissue.
Okay.
And then because of the inflammation and things like that that it creates, which is like, why a lot of people get like bruising, it kind of like tells your body like where it needs to fix, right? So like if you hit your knee, right, it'll like swell, things like that, and that's like an indication to your body that we need to fix that, right? So it sends all of these the inflammation there so that it can, basically this is where we need to repair. All right, so when you do things like that, like cupping, it kind of like targets those areas and lets your body know that, hey, we need to fix that. And like I said, I think it also releases some of the fascia tissue and things like that, as far as like the lining around your muscles that sometimes gets like too tight.
I see. So we're gonna use our imaginations here, right? So we got to think about this one. So for some reason, we're leaving Dr. Carlos's office.
Yeah.
But for some reason, we have to cross the ocean, and we have to get on the boat, but we drop something in the water. So when we go down in the water, let's say it's our phone or whatever, our wallet with millions of dollars in it. So we got to go grab our wallet, and we encounter a 14-foot squid. All right, so we see this 14-foot squid, and it's swimming around. So we got to get back up to our boat, and the 14-foot squid is in the way of getting back up to the boat. What are we doing with this squid? Are we boxing it? Are we even going to mess with this, or are we just going to stay in the water?
Oh, man. We're going to try to evade as much as possible. A
Yeah.
14-foot squid, I'm sure, is going to be pretty hostile. So I'm going to try to do my best to swim around him.
Okay.
and get to the boat. There ain't no boxing 14-foot squid.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be realistic. I'm not gonna be the brave one and go and try to box this thing. I'm gonna go around.
Had to make sure. I didn't know if you were a tough guy or not.
No. That's just stupid. That ain't even being tough.
I'm not messing with no squid. I know that.
Right. Come on around, homie.
Yeah, for sure.
He's like Devo.
Yeah.
Like Devo. When he say be quiet, I'll be quiet. But when he leaves, I'll be talking again.
Oh gosh. All right. So that was just to lighten up the mood. All right. That was just out of the blue.
I like it.
All right. So we got one more question left for you. Who is Sugar? Or I mean, not Sean. I almost called you Sugar. Who is Shane Mosley's hottest rapper out right now? Like hottest in music? Yeah.
Okay. Let me see.
Who we messing with? Drake. Who we got?
I mean, I like a lot of like obviously I like Drake and things like that, but I wouldn't say that he's my favorite. I would probably say that my favorite rapper or artist right now would be like Khalid.
Okay. Really? So you're in like the low key, smooth kind of music?
Yeah, I like smooth music, man. I can't say that I'm very much into a lot of the rap nowadays.
Okay.
I think I'm approaching 30 years old, man. So a lot of the stuff that these guys talk about are not where I am as a person. So it's hard to relate. You know what I mean? Like a lot of, you know what I mean? Not to say that I could ever really relate to a lot of rap or like music in general, but like it just kind of like has turned me away from a lot of those things. So I like to listen to more calm music. And it's so funny. Like I think of like my uncles and things like that back in the day. They're like, oh, that rap music is crazy, man. Like, why y'all listen to that rap music? And I kind of feel the same way, man. Like, I feel like it definitely like poisons the mind to a certain degree. You know what I mean? Of course, like you want to hear like sometimes you get those hype beats or hype music and stuff like that, and it makes you feel good, especially when you're working out. But a lot of times the message behind it is not very very good. So I like like low key music, like I said, like the lead. He's gives some pretty good songs, and I enjoy the music.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Back in the day, there's rappers who were like, they were good, nice to listen to, but as we approach like the later years, I guess rappers are starting to get away from the history in rap. I don't know exactly how to explain it or how I feel about it, but they don't sound the same as the people back then.
Right, and I mean, sometimes I don't even feel like they know what they're talking about.
Yeah.
Like a lot of these, like especially the mumble rappers or the scream rappers.
Mm-hmm.
Like I hear some of it, I'm like, what are you saying? Like, you even know what's coming out of your mouth. Yeah. But you will like them, and they're gonna continue to make those songs because the people that listen to them want to hear that type of music. So they give the people what they want. Good for them.
Yeah. So if you look at it this way, I think me and you could both be these rappers nowadays. I think we could do it.
Nah, I'm gonna stay in my lane.
I see. Smart choice.
but if you want to do it, I'll support, man.
I was gonna get you to feature on my song, but no, I guess not.
Yeah.
All right. So before I let you go, I don't want to take too much time out of your day. I want to give you the opportunity to thank anyone who's helped you along your journey. The floor is all yours, my friend.
Yeah. So I want to just thank my team. Thank everybody that's watching. Thank everybody that supports me. I appreciate you guys. I love you. And I hope you continue to be a part of my tribe and a part of my journey. If you want to follow me on Instagram at Shane Mosley Jr. and follow me on Twitter at Shane Mosley Jr. Thank you.
Awesome. I appreciate you for coming on and wish you all the best in your future, my friends.